Also, family, another beautiful day. Give me thanks and praise to Creator, wherever you may conceive Him or to be, because His love and life. There's some clips I'm gonna put. There's some clips I'm gonna put here that gonna blow your mind. Gonna blow your mind, folks. I mean, they're doing so much shit unknown to us. But folks, you have to be aware and be informed and be knowledgeable, and don't take what they're saying for face value because they don't know shit behind your back unknown to you. Check these clips out, folks. Hang on.
A lot of these UMBs have Stargate technology. A lot of these
I'm
UMBs
piggybacking off him.
also have
I'm piggybacking off him.
technology as well too. So a lot of these particular type of technologies are being seized because they were basically planning to do some horrendous things. They were basically trying to blow up a lot of areas of the world. They were basically trying to launch poisons. They were basically trying to launch nukes. They were basically trying to bring about hybrid armies, horrifying things, right? Basically chimeras, what we would often refer to as half human, half animal, right? They had those in underground hangars. It's nasty, right? They also have a lot of grays, programmable life forms that are still there, trying to resurrect a hoax alien invasion. They were trying to do all of these things. They were even trying to bring a clone Jesus into the works and try to utilize that. But these all come from different groups. They all come from different oligarchs. And so, again, there has to be multiple task forces that are realizing what's going on and shut these things down before they try to go into fruition.
If y'all want to know more on that, Epstein's bank account was called Baal, the ancient Canaanite deity which people would sacrifice their children to. A victim's diary shows that she was impregnated multiple times and forced to give birth for Ghislaine and Epstein. Israel is mentioned twice as much as Donald Trump in the new documents. Here he is discussing with Roger Schank, a Jewish American academic and hedge fund worker, saying Jews create vast fortunes by manipulating markets and creating financial speculation and exploiting labor. He says, let the Goyim deal in the real world. In a discussion with the Rothschild family, Epstein says if they overthrew the Ukrainian government, there would be great opportunities. The Rothschild family paid Epstein $25 million for certain algorithms. While talking to Peggy Seigel, August 7th of 2010, she asks if an event is going to be 100% Jewish. He says no, they'll have Goyim in abundance. But don't worry, they're just brilliant wasps from JP Morgan. Joshua Finkelstein, BlackRock's Larry Finkelstein's son, is accused of not having any respect for non-Jews, seeing them as not human. This is from his ex-girlfriend, Svetlana. He pressures her to have an abortion. In 2017, Epstein has a conversation talking about if you want to hire the best people, you have to hire only Jews. Only hire those who can prove they are genetically Jewish. Maria Farmer, one of the first victims to come out and name Epstein.
I wasn't allowed to go get food. And when I called DLN and asked why I couldn't eat there, she said, it's a Jewish country club. You're not Jewish. They're not going to serve you. They, honest to God, think their DNA is better than everybody else's.
Said that their operation was motivated by Jewish supremacy.
We use our ethylene liquid, which turns into a gas. We're going to be doing room 3 today.
This is how they put gas in your food to make it not organic.
Today. So in here we do gas, organics, and regular bananas. But the only difference is that nothing is stacked. Only organics are stacked in a row. You never put regular bananas under organics because then it makes it not organic. So we grab our liquid, put it in a little machine. 2 bottles for this one. Pour it up. Close the room. Change the temperature to 60 degrees. Both sides. Once this is done, this is all set. We turn our little sign here saying that it's good. So we're gonna come here to check them out. Pull this up. We're gonna pull the banana out. This is one of them. This is maybe 3A's. After it's been gassed, it starts to turn yellow. We have this little pulp thing that checks the temperature and the pulp on these. That gives us a reading. We're gonna check this side. And this is what the other side looks like. Starting to break in a little bit of yellow. Both of them compare left and right side.
That is crimes against humanity for sure.
The greatest lie humanity tells itself is that we have outgrown human sacrifice. What? We call it by different names now and make our offering to different gods.
Oh, there's just one. Yeah, there's just one.
As if the designation means that their mothers cry less when they die. We call masses of humanity collateral damage and turn our eyes away from the pictures of their lifeless bodies as we sip our morning coffee. And the truth is, we don't do it because we are heartless. We do it
For real?
because we believe that it is necessary for the world to keep running.
What?
We do it because we believe that the gods whose favor we so desperately seek,
Yeah, just one.
freedom, security, prosperity, flourishing, that they demand blood as the price of their favor.
What?
We do it because we cannot see any other choice.
There's other choices.
And maybe that's why we read the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, on Rosh Hashanah. Because the story of the Akedah isn't about inconceivable obedience. When Abraham prepares to sacrifice Isaac, he's just accepting the same bargain of blood we still accept today. That some need to die for the world to flourish.
Yeah, that. And that's the Bible y'all love. What the fuck? What the fuck?
In breaking news, $1 trillion just went out the window in the stock. Do you see it? Do you know what that was used for the most? Give you a hint. This guy locked up this guy for 13 months. And then this guy ended up letting this guy create a thriving island. So where that was created, see a blue bench, there above and below the six. My friend, that's Watergate, a portal. Notice how they can pour stuff in here and would drain through and then drop into there and open? There it is, at this place, where these things are gatekeepers of the Watergate, as well as the cockatoo. Whatever secret things you think you know, you don't know. A lot of y'all would sit there and say, it's an owl. Again, blockchains are the #1 thing used for. You know this, where there's a lot of traffic of what this guy did on his island, and now we just watched the hidden source drop that money from Bitcoin, and another $1 trillion just went off the charts for stocks. If I get enough people in my life tonight, I'll drop those documents. Or you might have to wait till Monday. Depends on how many people show up. Cool.
I want to know what they skew about bovine blood.
So here's the deal. People are being taken. They're being abducted. Sperm is taken from the men. Ovum is taken from the women. Sometimes women are groomed. They're taken, they're abducted, and they are impregnated. But it's not a human seed. That seed that's in them begins to grow. And on the 3rd month of pregnancy, right around that time, they're re-abducted, and that hybrid entity is removed, and there's never a trace. That little baby, little entity, hybrid baby, needs to go into an artificial womb.
Incubate.
Most people don't know this. Bovine blood can
The
be
Matrix.
used in a human transfusion. They're interchangeable. Cat mutilations have been going on for decades.
Simply in the
They
theory of the
take
Matrix.
Parts from the cow. This is conjecture, but it's based on decades of research. They are creating artificial wombs for these hybrid babies to go into. And in our film on this, on cattle mutilations, we actually show in 2024, Japanese were creating artificial wombs. This is the deep end of the pool. Daniel 2:43 says, their seed will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not cleave to them. Whose seed are we talking about? And that book of Daniel is sealed up until the time of the end. No one will understand it, but we understand it now. Whose seed are we talking about? Their seed will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not cleave. The word cleave is a marriage contract. No marriage contract, which is exactly what we see with the current abduction phenomena. People are taken, there is no marriage, they take what they want, they take the sperm, they take the ovum, they take the child, they do whatever they want to do. And this is the work of the fallen one.
I make a video on this here. Show you the big giants that roam the earth. They got those big doors, those very, very huge doors.
Yes, I am baked, but this is another level, man. Look at the size of these doors. I'm 6'2". It's 2 of me. Oh, it's for her to come in, right? Make it make sense. Look at this thing. Look at this thing.
8.5 pounds, 24 karat gold leaf.
8.5 pounds?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know people like, wait till you go see inside, see the lady. I'm like, all right, let me see this. I see the little figurines. This is, where are we? This is Nashville? Come on, man. Have a good day, brother. Wild. 8.5 pounds of gold-plated paint, or whatever he said. Come on, man. Only had 5 toes, plus there's one hidden.
So quick.
What's that then? Make it make sense. Pantheon, Nashville, comment section. Medusa, Rome, Greece. Everyone that failed me in public school. Everyone that passed me in public school should be fired. The guy that hired me at UPS, fired.
Shit on his chest.
That let me get to this point, to come to the Pantheon, to make it make sense. I appreciate it. Make it make sense. Come on.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
Trump yesterday, watch his eyes. Watch his eyes. Definitely not normal. There were a few of him there like this. Very obvious that we're in a spiritual or some type of warfare going on here for sure. Look at his eyes. That is not normal. Not normal. Can anybody tell me who he is? Secret Service? What was his purpose on being there? Because his eyes, something is going on there. Definitely.
I want you to pay attention to all this, and then I got some more stuff for you in just a minute.
20-mile area is called the Drake Passage, which was discovered in the 16th century by a British pirate named Francis Drake. He found it while attacking and looting the coastline of South America, and when he was moving from the eastern side...
It's so crazy. What Drake dropping an album with Iceman? Drake's Passage, Ice, Milton.
To the western coastline.
There's going to be a plot twist. Just keep holding out. I just want you to watch a little bit of this and get an idea.
Drake tried to follow that ship and reach the edge of this area. What he saw there was terrifying. The ocean waves were rising up to 100 feet high. Drake quickly turned around and fled the area. Even today, after 400 years, this area remains very difficult for ships to pass through. But what it...
Okay, so where I'm going with this is I had a crazy vision or a dream. And I totally saw the Leviathan. And it was more live than this. I don't explain it. But this
that's
is
the Leviathan.
And the body moves upwards. And you can actually see this thing if you pay attention. Follow like a snake. Follows up South America. It goes up in here towards Cuba. It wraps back in and out the coast. It's kind of hard to see. But then it goes back up into the United States, up by Mexico, into Los Angeles and California. And it follows up. It's underneath the ground. And so that's the mountain train you're seeing here. And you follow it back, and you can see its stinger like a scorpion and its whole tail. All right? Well, if anybody knows anything about snakes, where they have babies is kind of right by this stinger barb thing. And what I thought was coincidental is a little island called Rat's Island. And what do snakes eat? Rats. Right? Okay. And there's a giant, what is it, like a cobra. You can see from space. Looks like a little base. First serpent, Cobra Kai Kingdom. All right. Now this was really creepy. In my dream, there was tons and tons and tons of these little baby leviathans coming out of this thing as it shifts, right? And there's tons of these there. Go to this spot and go look right now. It's all there. What's even crazier is in Arizona at Magma Road and Oak Flats is a drilling operation. In my dream, they drop a drill so far, and that's where this thing's heart is. In my dream, I don't know if I'm correct. But I'm just saying this is a lot, all right? This is a lot. Okay, and more coincidental. Somebody's look up earthquakes. Look where the head, look at this. Where's the head? Right down there at the base of South America, Drake's Passage. Look, the whole line I just described to you, the most massive earthquakes that are going on. Up through South America, in through Cuba, and back up the coast. All the way up to Colorado. And all the way up the mountains, up into Alaska and out to sea. And right where its tail is at, you still can see it. This thing is lit up where it's at.
6 magnitude earthquake. Guess where? Guess where? That's right. Drake's Passage. The first Levi that started it all for me. Oh man, this is starting to get good. Now, Let's talk about it. For those of you who don't know who Drake is, it is the world serpent right here that can be found at the bottom of South America and the top of Antarctica. But if you look right here, I told you guys they were thawing out and they were going to start to try to move. Look at this. All right, this is a cluster of earthquakes, and there's one down here. See if we can get to it. Right there. That is a 7.6 magnitude earthquake, which was followed by a 4.9, a 5.7, 5.4, 4.8, 4.6, 4.7. Holy! Now, what does this mean for the world? I told you all. What they call global warming has the ice melting, and as the ice melt, these beings are able to move a
Alright, look, families, I don't know no other way to say this but to just be blunt. I've tried to record this multiple times, but it keeps getting messed with, right? So we just go try to figure out this in this shot right here. Forgive me if it sounds all over the place, but just vibe and fact check everything I say. So what if I told y'all that we would have never seen a Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef if it wasn't for the project and the information that Drake was getting ready to drop? What if I told y'all, families, that Drake was getting ready to expose what I just exposed to y'all in my Antarctica video?
His Antarctica video, he was talking about the AI ice. Ice means the AI ice, pretty much, something like that. And it's melting and
yes, Drake was getting ready to drop a project that was going to single-handedly destroy these greedy governments that we are witnessing, you know, lose their minds today in this so-called 2026 year. Drake was sitting on a project that is titled Iceman, and within this project, Drake exposed real information. Not only that, but because of Drake's status at the time, because he was one of the highest selling artists, because he had a large platform, because of who he was at the time, the industry was afraid that if he was successful with posting this information, that he would have took so much influence in, and that's why they had to narrow in and stop him from pushing it the way he wanted to and he should have been able to. So let's look at the first project that Drake gave us, which was actually an Antarctica code. 1 second. So everybody remember the Nokia song, right? Everybody was talking about how the Nokia song was a great bounce back after, you know, brutally losing the battle to Kendrick Lamar. So this really gained him back a little bit of love from the fellas, and most definitely a lot of love from the ladies, because this was a club bop. But what if I told y'all each one of these letters actually confirms something about Antarctica? Let's look at the breakdown acronym. The acronym for the song Nokia is New Order Keeps Ice Alive. Now, I'll allow for y'all to read each one of these bulletin points, but y'all can't tell me that's not crazy, family. This man drops a song called Nokia, literally standing behind 2 towers in a cold environment, wrapped up in fur coats. And this acronym just happens to be New Order Keeps Ice Alive. But not only that, in this very video right here, which was one of the original projects that he was going to drop before the government sent Kendrick Lamar at him to scale the attention away from him, he literally said, "What did I miss?" several times in the course, and then he proceeded to walk past a chalkboard that had all of the secrets tied to it. But how many people actually paid attention? This is the same video, families, and as you can see, we have a display chalkboard with multiple numbers all over it. And yes, so many people would suggest that these are simply numbers and they don't mean anything, but I guarantee you this man was breaking the damn codes. Now I want to draw your attention to the quantity area, and I want y'all to look at the first 2 entries for box of and bag of, and I want y'all to lock those 3 numbers in. And you see how clever he was to put the 8 at the bottom as opposed to having it the original way. But yet again, this is why the government sent Kendrick Lamar at Drake. Let's break down what this 808 is really detailing. Now keep in mind Drake's song Nokia. This is information I didn't even know myself, y'all. It is mind blowing. Literally, it says there Nokia 808 Pure View phone in 2012, which everybody thought in 2012 we were supposed to unalive, is because people were going based off the Mayans calendar, right? So this Nokia 808 Pure View has a technology, a sensor in it, right? From a 41 MP camera lens. That same technology in 2024 they put on the damn moon for NASA. The same year that Drake was going to expose all of this, and then somehow they sent Kendrick Lamar at him to steal all of the attention that he was going to get. Man, listen, hold up. So I would like for y'all to write Nokia down on a piece of paper. I'll wait for you. Go grab a piece of paper, grab you something to write with. Write Nokia down on a piece of paper like I have it right here, okay? And once you wrote Nokia, for each letter, I want you to put the acronym that we said for Nokia. 1 second. So if you do it correctly, families, it should look like this. You should have the name going across at the top of your paper. New order keeps ice alive. But instead of writing new order keeps ice alive, you write Nokia, Nokia. And then at the bottom going downward, you put the E, the W, and do that for each one. Once you are done, you will receive the 4 more clues that Drake put within that name. And I'm about to show y'all them right now. So the first clue, if you guys did it right, from the Nokia breakdown, you should get ERECL. Get rid of the ER and just look at the ECL. ECL is on your screen right now. Families, stop playing with me. Come on, man. It gets deeper. So if you guys did it right, the second acronym should be WDEEI. Literally stands for World Deception Exposes Internal Ice. Oh, my life. We got 2 more of the codes that Drake gave from one word in one song, Nokia. The next acronym, if done right, should be EPU. Literally standing for Internal Polar Unity. Now remember in my Antarctica video, I told y'all about the Antarctica and Alaska being the 2 land masses that receive polar shifts. And then the last clue that Drake gave from the one word in song Nokia is RSE, Reality Shield Exposed. And then y'all could go there and read the bulletin points or pause the video, come back and play it again. But y'all can't tell me I'm not cooking. So literally the only reason that we got a Kendrick Lamar beef and a Drake beef is because Drake had already recorded this project and he originally intended for it to be dropped in 2024. But after massive pushback from his label, from personal people, not a clue in Nicki, if y'all get what I mean, telling him that if he pushed his album, he could risk his career or his life. And guess what? I'm so glad, Drake, that you stuck to your P's and Q's. If you tap into this video, we appreciate you, the real ones that have broken the codes and seen through what you were telling us. As I end, I just would like for everybody to go back and pay attention to every single thing about this Kendrick Lamar beef and this Drake beef. Go look at the board that I posted. Go listen to the lyrics, and then you tell me if this man wasn't telling us what we are facing right now. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and hit that follow button if you haven't. Till the next time. Peace.
Family, this video here is very informative, and YouTube have a tendency of blocking my videos because I'm spreading truth. I'm not doing bullshit. They have a tendency of blocking my videos, so watch it before they block it. Subscribe, share, and like. Subscribe, share, and like the videos. Like I said before, they have a tendency of blocking my videos. I say this one where tell me the community guidelines. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. All right, folks. Much love.